Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll dive into the most up-to-date PVE build for Genos, which is one of the strongest magic classes as it can continuously inflict multiple ticks of magic damage to multiple enemies in a straight line. In the return of the One Punch Man Call of Event, Genos will receive buffs that will further increase his damage. In this guide, we'll cover everything you need to know, from stats, skills, runes, gears, cards, upgrades, and battle setup to guide you in optimizing your Genos' damage potential against MVP monsters. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. First up, let's take a look at the upcoming buffs for Genos. The max level 7 effect of his core passive skill, Demon Cyborg, has been enhanced. Genos now gains extra skill damage equal to 10% per remaining attack stack during modification state, and this effect will remain for 10 seconds after modification ends. This means if he avoids all hits during modification and retains all 9 attack stacks, he'll receive a massive 90% skill damage boost for a short duration. Next, one of Genos' passive skill, Firepower Upgrade, has been buffed, allowing it to stack up to 3 times. This means that if you are able to successfully enter and exit modification state 3 times, you can gain up to 45% magic attack and 90% max HP. This effect lasts for 10 minutes but resets upon death or when switching buffs. Lastly, the Firepower Boost Star Rune received a major boost, with its upper limit increased from 30% to 60%. To take full advantage of this, you need to reroll your existing rune to achieve higher damage output for a rechargeable incendiary gun. While these buffs significantly enhance Genos' firepower, it's important to note that 2 of them are temporary boosts. To maximize their effects, you'll need to consistently trigger and maintain the modification state, which can be challenging in fast-paced battles. Up next, for attribute point distribution, focus on increasing both strength and vit. This because these 2 stats are more beneficial than magic attack in boosting the damage of Genos' rechargeable incendiary gun. As for the remaining points, if equipped with one of these items that grants spell crit chance, then allot the remaining points on luck. Every 6 luck would boost your spell crit damage by 1%, or 1.1% if you have a Kimura card deposited in the handbook. Personally, I aim for around 40% spell crit chance for a good trade-off. As for damage modifiers, these are the ones that can further boost Genos' damage output against monsters. Genos' kit already provides 20% magic damage, 30% wind and fire damage, and 50% additional damage to monsters. He can also reduce the magic damage reduction of enemies by 30% and inflict burn status to reduce the enemy's magic def and fire damage reduction by 25%. In modification state, he also gains skill damage and magic attack. Hence, you can prioritize increasing Ignore Magic Def, Magic AoE damage, damage to MVP, Spell Crit, Skill Damage, M-Pen, and Final Damage. Up next, let's take a look at Genos' runes. Maxing out the core passive skill to level 7 should be your topmost priority, as it allows Genos to attack and cast skills while in modification state. As mentioned earlier, the level 7 effect was also buffed, wherein Genos now gains extra skill damage equal to 10% per remaining attack stack during modification state, which will remain for 10 seconds after modification ends. Aside from activating the second line effect of his runes, you should also focus on getting a high first line value on these 2 essential runes. First is a Firepower Boost Star Rune, which directly boosts the damage of rechargeable incendiary gun. As mentioned earlier, the upper limit of this rune will be increased from 30% to 60%, so current Genos mains would need to reroll their existing rune to get higher damage. The other essential rune is a Thunder Dragon Impact Star Rune, which grants up to 30 points of strength and vit when Lightning Seal is activated. It's of lower priority to aim for a high first line value on his other 4 runes, as they do not affect his damage dealing capability. For attribute runes, prioritize leveling up the following for improving damage. And for the Arcane runes, I recommend getting both Transmission Rune and White Blade Rune for boosting your final damage, and Spirit Rune to prevent running out of SP during long fights. Up next, let's dive into the recommended equipment set and cards. First, for weapon, a plus 15 unlimited would be the best in slot, as it provides a huge boost in magic AoE damage and elemental damage. Your weapon should be enchanted with strength and luck, and inlaid with any of the following cards. Personally, I prefer combining one spell crit card like Kimura card or Shalchpad Star card with Seed of Yggdrasil card for improving quality of life. You may also opt to use damage increasing card like Channeler card or the brand new Shadow Genos card. For offhand, the 2 options are Wisdom Totem for boosting magic damage or Devil's Skull for boosting Ignore MDef. As for Phantom offhand, you may either use a Creeper Agreement for more Ignore MDef or Peak Ladder for more magic attack and M-Pen. Your offhand should be enchanted with Insight 4 and inlaid with any of the following cards. For armor, you may use a Dream Eater's Disguise with 20% elemental damage or 15% MP as main equipment, and a Star Shatter's Gown for additional magic damage modifiers as phantom equipment. Your armor should be enchanted with Strength and Luck and inlaid with Poitata Star card if you're not using the Era Fire Seed relic. For garment, the universal choice for magic skill damage dealers is Classic Robe with 12% skill damage as main equipment and Divine Feather Clothes as phantom equipment. Your garment should be enchanted with Arcane 4 and inlaid with any of the following cards. For footgear, the options for main equipment are Orderly Ankle Boots with 6% MP or Glorious War Boots with 6% magic damage. While for phantom equipment, you may either use the White Gem Boots or St. Mary's Cloth Shoes. Your footgear should be enchanted with Arcane 4 and inlaid with Swordsman Senya MVP card for improving damage. For accessories, the best in slot are Essence of Scorching Flame with 12% fire damage as main equipment and Flame Feather as phantom equipment. If lacking spell crit chance, then you may use Exorcising Talisman in one slot. All accessories should be enchanted with Anti-Mage 4 and inlaid with Devil Covenant card and Alien Drake card for boosting damage. For headwear, these are my top picks for each slot. Just choose depending on availability and the stat you're lacking. As for headwear enchantment, aim for Arcane 4th enchant on your tail item and Insight 4th enchant on your face and back items. And for headwear card, you may use any of the following for enhancing damage. Up next, here are the other upgrades that you could invest in to further boost your damage. For Acer Monument, activating all the nodes will grant the following stats. Notably, it provides 15% fire and wind damage, 12% magic damage and ignore MDef, and 20% magic attack. For guild buffs, maxing out your blessings and prayers will grant additional raw magic attack, ignore MDef, MPen, fire and wind damage, magic piercing strike, and fire and wind piercing strike. For Oracle Mirror Extract, the options are Bilgusarn for damage to MVP, Sick of Wicked Thought for MPen, Wizard's Staff for Ignore MDef, Oathbook Page 2 for magic attack, Fire Axe for fire damage, or Wind Axe for wind damage. For Ancient Relics, you may focus on increasing damage using Lord of Vane or Era Fire Seed. You may also opt to improve survivability using Horn of the Unyielding. For Equipment Memory, here are the attributes that you should prioritize for boosting damage. For Multi-Drop, you can unlock the following classes to get more strength, wit, luck, and int. And for Adventure Handbook, just focus on collecting items and achievements that grant magic attack when unlocked or deposited. Finally, let's take a look at some tips for using Genos in battle. First, place the following skills on the manual and auto skill bars. Rechargeable Incendiary Gun cannot be placed in auto, so you may just put Scan and Electrical Gyration on auto. Once you're all set, use the following consumables that can boost your damage, such as meal bees, food buffs, and elemental alloys. Don't forget to ensure that you have adequate blue potions in the auto potion slot. Before initiating combat, turn on Lightning Seal and Scan. After that, you can start channeling Rechargeable Incendiary Gun towards the target. You can change its direction by moving the directional wheel on the left. If you want to change your character's position, you may cancel channeling by either tapping the skill again or writing a mount. Make sure to turn on your auto to reactivate Scan every 10 seconds and for Electrical Gyration to replenish your max SP. If modification fails and you die, don't forget to activate Lightning Seal again after resurrection. And there you have it, my updated Genos DPS build guide for PVE. Will you be building Genos in the future? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.